Okay, guys, we have tried to do the intro several times now, and I'll tell you the reason why is myself and Herman, who's my guest today, we're a little bit nervous. So I'm a little bit nervous because, I haven't done one of these in a while, and this is actually my first face to face podcast, too. And also, I just think Herman's pretty handsome, and like, I get a bit shy when I'm around him sometimes. And there was a little bit of last minute stuff with the microphones. We had some problems and whatnot, but we persevered, and I think that's what is so beautiful about that, because this man right next to me is the creator of Skip the Boat, a brand that's all about perseverance and chasing your dreams. So I mean, some people might say that that was planned for all of this to happen, but yeah, we'll keep on going with it. But Herm, it's good to have you on the show. Like, thank you for coming along. I'm not sure where I said like, but
Thank you for having me, man. I'm excited.
Herman is a listener of the show, and he's told me that he really enjoys the segment that I do called Snoop Scoop. And for those of you who don't know, Snoop Scoop is a little segment of the show where I do a little bit of digging, try find out a little bit more about my guests, and try bring up some knowledge that isn't commonly known about them. And so, Herman, to start it off, just to get our nerves out the way, we're gonna just dive right into
We're gonna start with it.
Yeah, we're gonna start with the Snoop.
I'm excited. See, like the thing is, like I don't think that you would have anything crazy on me because I don't feel like there is anything crazy. So like I'm excited to hear what these questions are because I don't think it's gonna be anything.
Yeah,
like, I don't think it's gonna be anything.
Yeah, like to be honest, like I'm looking at what I got on the Snoop Scoop, and there wasn't anything too scandalous. The people
I'm a good guy, man. I'm a good guy.
the people I approached, I was like, "Hey, my name's Vlad. I got Herm on the show. I'm doing this segment. What do you got for me?" And look, I'm not gonna lie, they're a little bit shy on it. Like they're like, "Oh, like I don't know if I should."
No one
go all
knows
out."
me, man. No one knows me like that.
So when I get a pizza, I quite like putting mushrooms on it. Do you enjoy eating
No,
mushrooms?
fuck mushrooms.
What? Well, why don't you like mushrooms?
Like
Do you not like the taste, or?
Well, like I think it's more so like the name, mush. Like I don't want to put mush in my mouth. You know what I mean? Like mushrooms, mush. It sounds weird, dude.
Do you like mushrooms?
I don't know. I never tried them, but like
You never tried
like,
mushroom because you don't like the word.
so
mushroom.
like I've like had it like once or twice, but like I just can't get past the idea that like I'm putting mush in my mouth. That it's not like if it was the last thing in the world left to eat, hell yeah, like I'd eat it. Like I'm not that picky with it, but like if I have a choice to pick between putting mush in my mouth or not, I'm not gonna put mushrooms in my mouth.
So how do you feel about moist versus mush? Because
Oh, those are both bad. I don't like either of those, dude.
which one's worse?
Mush. Yeah.
That's weird.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. But you just
People, look, I mean, Skip the Boat has quite a cult-like fan base, and there definitely are some fanboys out there who might think that they know what Herman's personality might be like. And, when we think about movies, I mean, you look at a guy like Herm, you probably think, oh, like, he's a pretty cool guy. He probably likes actions or thrill. Like, he looks like the kind of guy who goes and watches Fast and Furious in the cinemas kind of thing. But, Herman, I've actually been a little bit surprised. Well, actually, I wasn't surprised to hear about this, to be honest. Your favorite genre of movie is high school girl dramas. What's
That's cat. That's cat. No. No.
specifically the kissing booth? I'm sure you guys know about the kissing booth.
I've seen it. I mean, it was a decent watch. It's not my favorite by any means. Like, I love thrillers. Like, I'm real into thrillers. Like that. Like that
Name
shit,
three
like
thrillers.
Inception. Dude, like being on the spot and stuff. But like Inception, Shutter Island. I don't know, there'll be like one other, but like nah, I fuck with thrillers, but no, I do. I feel like it's like my like guilty pleasure there. I like those films that kind of feel like they're like in high school and they're like talking
Yeah.
about shit. Like it's cool, dude. Like
Bro,
I don't
yeah,
lie,
like I'm definitely like those. Like,
yeah, like I'm not afraid to say it. Like hell yeah. Like,
yeah, like
it's a vibe.
have you watched Gossip Girl or?
I haven't seen Gossip Girl.
Bro,
Should I?
You need to watch Gossip Girl. I think
Alright,
if you haven't watched Gossip Girl, Bro, I was addicted to Gossip Girl. Like, after school, year 13, every single night, bro, I was dead ass watching like 3 hours of Gossip Girl. That's crazy. So, I mean, look, I don't really believe you that you say it's just a guilty pleasure. I think deep down it is your favorite genre of movie, but anyways. This was a really interesting one that came through, and a few people mentioned this, so I'm actually really interested to get the story, and I know the people listening to this are too. So, you and cones, and we're talking about road cones here, guys. You have some kind of vendetta against big road cones versus a small road cone. What's the story here?
Like, small cones are just goofy, bro. Like,
Oh, so you like big cones?
hell yeah, like go big or go home. You know what I mean? It was Josh who said that.
Yeah, and Jilly.
All right, like I can spill the tea. I can explain it.
Surely, my brother's why we're here.
All right, backstory about the cone thing. This was like the day before, or no, it was the day of the Hamilton show, and we were getting things set up, and we needed cones to like form a line, right? And Josh and two others. I won't name them because I don't think they talked about it. It was Josh. So I'm gonna say Josh was like the group like leader of this. They went to Kmart and came back with cones like this big, and they're like, "Here you go. Like, we'll make a line." And I was like, "What are you guys talking about?" And like, like here's some cones. And I was like, "Dude, people are gonna turn up like drunk and shit. They're not gonna see cones that tall. They're gonna walk like right past me and kick them out of the way. You know what I mean? Like, we need proper cones."
So what was the solution?
We just stole some cones on the road and put them out there. But like, they were so against it. Like, dude, like you can't put cones that are stolen from the street. I'm like, dude, if a cop turns up, their first like issue isn't gonna be that's cone number ZQ483. Like, we have to stop this whole show now. No, they're gonna be like, yo, there's a huge fucking party going on. Let's shut it down. Yeah. It's not the cones. But yeah, so that was the whole like small cone, big cone debate where I was like, why the fuck are we trying to get small cones?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Did you know that? Because like road cones piss me off as well. So did you know, like, when you're driving, right? Just, I don't know, maybe you're going to Topo, you're going to Paulie's Diner. Shout out Paulie's.
Shout out Paulie's.
And, you're going on the back roads, and then there's no roadworks, but there just happens to be 500 cones placed next to each other. Did you know those cones cost $100 each?
$100 for a cone?
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
I might steal a cone.
Wait, is that where our like taxpayer money goes into? That's crazy.
Yeah, guys, you are paying for these cones that do nothing. All right, and Herman, the last piece that I came out with, I just thought this one was interesting.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit shocked. I was a little bit disturbed as well to hear about this. It was quite upsetting, I would say.
Upsetting.
So, do you want me to tell you who this one came from?
Yeah, tell me.
Okay, this one came from Josh.
Josh.
And I feel like this came from a place of hurt because it felt, I feel like it felt a little bit too specific.
Okay.
So he said to me, so I say, hey Josh, I've got Herman on the show. What, like, give me some like, good facts that might embarrass him. And this one just struck me as peculiar because it felt like, I don't know, Herman, Josh told me that you won't sleep in the same bed as the homies. And so when I read that, I was like, okay, so does Josh, like, was there a time that Josh was like, hey Herman, like, do you wanna go to bed with me and like just like cuddle tonight? And you're like, nah.
Nah, I think he's got me and Val like mixed up, bro.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, I'm chill with it. Like,
are you chill with sleeping with the homies?
Yeah, of course. Like, bro, like, like I don't think it's weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hard.
Yeah, but
I'll sleep.
Yeah,
with
like
homies.
I'm chill with it, bro. Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, the homies are the homies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, damn that.
Dude,
shot, Josh. Nice. Okay, so yeah, that wraps up the Snoop scoop there, and Herman, just going into a little bit of background information here. So my mum actually spotted you yesterday at the gardens doing a photo shoot, And, you know, she comes home and she says, Pops, you know, why skip the boat? What does skip the boat mean?
Wait,
So let's get a little bit of background on on the name.
wait, is that a true story?
Yeah.
Did she talk to me?
No.
Okay, because I remember talking to like 4 people that had like that exact same accent.
Oh, right.
Yeah, like the exact same, and they were asking the same thing, like, "What does skip the boat mean?" I
Oh,
was
right.
like,
Nah, she didn't.
oh.
So yeah,
Um,
for the uneducated.
So skip the boat basically is like another way of saying the underground. So like the boat represents like the mainstream and industry push, like media, music, art, fashion, all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of saying skip that, look outside it, because there's so many cool people that are doing cool as fuck shit that never get the appreciation that they deserve. Yeah, and I've always just been a fan of like underground culture, like when it comes to music, fashion, everything. So it's just like a play on words of that. Yeah.
Dope. Look, I'm gonna be so honest right now.
Yeah.
I just find this shit so funny because it's like we're sitting here on this couch and it's like, so Herman, tell me about what skip the boat means. It's like, but I know what skip the boat means.
No, but like that question comes up a lot. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
I'm answering it all the time.
Yeah.
And like I get it, because like when you see the word like skip the boat, like what the fuck does that mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, and then someone came up with this really cool like meaning where they're like, "Yo, like skip the boat because you're already on the next wave." And I was like, "Damn, that's kind of cool." Like, I
Yeah,
fuck with it.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Who was that guy?
I think it was Keegan Orr.
What?
I can't remember though.
Who's Keegan? How do you know?
Keegan manages Young Brads, and I think I was with him in Auckland. Dude, it's been so like I have like the worst memory in the world, but I'm like 99% sure it was Keegan who said that, and I was like, yo, that's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what is the worst drop you've ever done? Like, was there a drop where at the time you were like, "This is so fire," and then you dropped it, and then I don't know, maybe down the track you're like, "Oh."
I did this T-shirt like last year, and it said something along the lines of like, if you can't afford $20, just say that or something.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
up in there.
Yeah. And like I made it just out of like impulse because it was like this like hate comment or whatever, and the guy's like $20 tees, that's a rip off, and I was like, bro, like if you like, I think someone responded to it and they're like, yo, if you can't afford $20, just say that. And I don't know why, like I just found that funny. And I was like, fuck, I was gonna put that on a T-shirt. But it was like, it was so ugly. It had like a $5
Yeah.
note on it. Like it was made in like 10 seconds, but I was like, yo, this is sick. And I did it, and then like straight afterwards, like the day after, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why did I do that? But like it did well. Yeah, like people really fucked with it.
Yeah.
It could have just been because it was super cheap, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just take a shirt.
Yeah.
But we sold like a good few hundred of those, which is real strange because it was so ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's probably like the one that I don't really fuck with at all.
Oh yeah. What would get you wearing that in the street?
No chance. Yeah, it's like up here though. And it's out there on display. It's part of the history books, I guess. So.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about something like one of your earlier controversies. So obviously that was the whole sound splash thing. What like run us through kind of, you know, when that first happened. Was there a time when you were like, oh shit, like we might actually be in a bit of trouble here, or you were just kind of chilling?
Nah, like I think people in New Zealand are very. A lot of people in New Zealand are fucking stupid. Someone's gonna take that out of context and make it sound like real bad, but like I mean it in the sense of. So I grew up like watching all these like videos of like people sneaking into like concerts and like festivals and doing all this shit, and I was like, yo, like it's cool, you know what I mean? Like it's cool as fuck. And I was like, you know, I want to make that kind of content. Like it's cool. And the same people that hated on that, they wouldn't say shit if they saw like Yes Theory or someone else that's like bigger like in America do it, because they're like, yo, this is cool content. But because it's someone local, they're like real quick to like tear it down. And the thing was like 90% of people really fucked with it. Like they say like, yo, this is like some like the best content to come out of the country. Like it's really good, like interesting and stuff. And I thought it was an amazing episode to watch as well. So I enjoyed it and everything. But like, of course, there would be people that would just be butthurt about it. And the video was like really about to go viral. Like I think it was up for like 6 hours, and it had already had like over like 100,000 views on like TikTok. It was popping off on YouTube. Was like over 5K. The Instagram was going crazy. So people really liked it, but the thing that made it tough was that it was at such bad timing because literally like the day after I posted it, I think we went into like another lockdown, and like the event industry was really struggling because they're like,
Yeah.
and then everyone was like taking hits of like, yo, like why are you doing this for like an industry that's like already struggling and shit? And I'm like, dude, like I had no fucking clue. Like at the time of everything was chill. But yeah, people acted like I stole $1 million from them when in reality, went in, boom, went out. But
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I get their side, but I think it's like stupid and shit, and I don't really care.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest piece of backlash that I saw was the whole like, aren't you supposed to be like a Joan of Arc for these underground
Dude.
artists kind of thing?
I hate that shit because I hate like when anyone in general puts anyone else on like a pedestal and treats them like they're not human. At the end of the day, everyone's human. Everyone's gonna fuck up. Everyone's gonna make mistakes. And I hate when people see people and they treat them as if they're like above human. You know what I mean? And they hold them to those expectations where they have to be this, and they can't ever make any mistakes in life. Like they have to be perfect, which isn't a reality. Like everyone, even people that like we see online and stuff, and like celebrities, like all these famous people, they're human at the end of the day. So I hate when people put them on a pedestal, and I hate when people idolize them, because I don't want people to idolize me. I don't want people to idolize other people. I think you can see someone and take a lot of inspiration from them, like yo, like what they're doing is sick. But I think it's a bad idea to idolize someone that at the end of the day is just human, just like you, because you see this one side of them of like how they're portrayed, and once you see like this other side of them or whatever, you're real quick to switch up on them and feel real disappointed. So at the end of the day, like I just tell people, don't fuck like. It's not like many people do idolize me, which is fucking blessing, thank God. But like anyone that does, I don't I don't like that at all, because it puts a lot of like weight on my shoulders as well. Because I feel like I need to live up to these unreal expectations. Like I'm gonna fuck up. Like I fucked up before, and I'm gonna fuck up in the future. Like I know. But I want people to understand that I'm human, and you should be able to understand that I'm gonna fuck up. You're gonna fuck up. Everybody's gonna fuck up, but just understand that we're all human, man. People make mistakes. So I hate that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Was there ever a point where, it kind of switched from, because like, I feel like I met you pretty early on in the STB journey, and like when I'd come help you do stuff, and we would go out and do shoots and whatever, it didn't really feel like people kind of knew about it as much as they do when we go do that stuff now. So was there a noticeable point for you that you got those feelings, like that pressure of, oh, people are like really starting to kind of like idolize me, or was it kind of just like a gradual?
So I think for a long time I didn't really understand like how big the brand was getting, and like even now, like I don't think the brand's huge, but like I've seen a big change from back then to like now, of course. But I didn't really understand it because, dude, I don't fucking leave my house. Like I'm here doing shit, just like working, right?
Yeah.
And then like when I did go out, when I did start to like, leave the house a bit more and do shit, I would just notice that, people would kind of come up to me and say hi and stuff like that. I was like, oh, like that's strange. Like I've never really had that before. But I was like, oh, it's nice to like see people like in person instead of like just behind a screen. And then I realized this, and I hate this shit so much. Like it annoys me so much. But like people will like take photos of me, but like not come up and say hi to me, and then they'll post it up like
That's
on their
weird.
stories and shit. And be like, look who's it, and like, dude, like
They tag you.
it's not always tagged, but like someone will send it to me in like a group chat or something, and I'm like, dude, that's weird. Just because it like creeps me out. Like I went for like a run one time, and someone like texts me like, yo, was that you like over here at this time? And I was like, dude, like I feel like there's eyes on me and shit. Like I hate that feeling, because like it makes me like hella like paranoid every time I'm out.
Do you get a bit like socially anxious, you feel?
Yeah, I do. And like the thing that sucks is that I feel like a lot of the time when I meet people in person, I come off as like a bit of a dick when like I don't mean to, but like I know that it's happened a couple of times where like they'll come up and they're like, oh, like skip the boat and stuff, and like for some reason in my head I always just think that they're taking the piss because like that's all I've really like experienced like at uni and everything. Everyone would just be like, oh, skip the boat, you know, like
Yeah,
obviously take the
yeah,
piss. I'm like, yeah, all right. So like now when you get like people that are actually like that,
yeah.
it like doesn't click. And it's like, oh no, this is a person that actually like supports you.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
yeah.
you know, like it like takes me a while to like think about like, wait, like, are they taking the piss or
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
actually for real? And just like I guess sometimes how I interact with people, I don't really show them like how appreciative of their support that I
I
am in person.
remember that time.
Dude, like I felt so bad. So there was that kid that came up to me.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yo, it's good, bro. I follow you on TikTok or something." And I was like, "Cool." And I felt so bad. I was like, "Dude, why did I just say cool like that?" Like I was
Just kept walking.
I was meaning for it to come out like, "Yo, cool. Thank you so much."
Yeah.
But it came out I was like, "Cool," and it made me look like the biggest dickhead in the world. And I feel like that kind of stuff has happened a couple times. But like I don't mean it. So like if I do see you in person and I look like a dick, I swear I'm not. I'm just really bad at like interacting with people like that. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
weird to me, but like I appreciate everyone that like does come up and say hi and everything. Like it's cool and it's a blessing and it's really nice to meet people in person instead of just like the text message. So it's cool as fuck. I just need to get better at showing them my appreciation
Yeah.
for them.
Well, I mean, like, people literally have your handwriting tattooed on their
That's
body.
crazy.
When
dude.
you were doing that, like, was it, were you kind of, did you have, like, some kind of adrenaline rush doing that? Because I feel like that's pretty, like, contrary to what you were saying.
It is.
You know what I mean?
I know, yeah, like one, like I appreciate that they would even want to do that because that's a huge thing. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I like think about that every day. I'm like, what the fuck? Like people have like my handwriting and my name on them. Like
Yeah.
to me, like having a logo was a huge thing. I was like, holy fuck! Like someone has the logo of the brand on them. You know that was huge.
Yeah.
And then when I think about the name thing, it's like, holy shit! Like what the fuck? Like I don't know because like a lot of the time, like I distant myself from like the brand itself. Like I get that like, you know, it kind of has to kind of be one. But a lot of the time, I see the brand as like its own thing, and I don't always try to like link it back to me because I kind of like this idea that like the brand at the end of the day is a movement. It's not one person. It's not one thing. You know, it's a movement. But it's really cool to see people appreciate what I do enough to get it tattooed on their skin for life. It was crazy when it did happen because like I think it was Lauren who came up to me and was like, yo, I want to put your handwriting, like your name on my skin. I was like, you sure? Like, and I asked her like 20 times. I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Like,
Yeah.
like you don't have to do that. Are you sure? And she's like, yes, I did. And she was so confident about it. I was like, all right, fuck it. Like, you know, like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I did it. And then there was like 4 others. That were
That's
like, yeah.
crazy.
But I always ask them like, yo, like, you sure? Like, don't feel like you gotta do it just because like everyone else is doing it.
Yeah.
But no, they're all cool as fuck people. And I don't know, it's a crazy feeling to know that someone shows that amount of support and has found something within the brand that they would want to get it on their body for life. Like,
Yeah.
that means a lot to me.
Yeah. I wouldn't imagine what that would be like. And you've recently started your Patreon, and you told me that someone paid for the full, like
Did I?
the top tier.
I was probably talking shit.
Oh, they didn't.
I took that top tier off.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because I was like, nah, I don't want to get one's name tatted on
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I took it off.
I thought you put it on like the club story or something. Like someone bought it. Maybe
I don't even remember.
Maybe you were spitting yarns. But anyways, going back to like how we were saying how the brand's grown so much over the years, and I feel like now it's really kind of at this point where for me, like the way I look at it on the outside is it's kind of like a pot that has been bubbling, kind of like a kettle, and I feel like the lid is really rattling and it's like about to explode. And so when I was thinking about that, tell me, I'm sure, like surely that some people have tried to buy the brand or like like acquire it.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot more common like now, where like people have reached out asking to buy like a percentage of the brand and stuff and like invest in the brand, and even like fully like buy out the brand, with like a lot of money. But like I would never do that.
Yeah.
Like this means more to me than just like money, because like I've built it up for so long, and I don't know, like it's like how could you sell like your baby? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you have a kid, like you can't just like here you go, take him. Like, I'll take the money. Like no, because it's got like sentimental like value to it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I don't care like what the money is. I don't care if it's like $1 billion. I'm not gonna take it just because
You wouldn't take a
I
belly?
wouldn't, dude. Like, because like this is fun to me. Like this is my passion. I really enjoy it. Like, I enjoy the brand not being huge because it's this grind. Like, I wake up like, damn, like there's work to do. There's work to do, and I feel like that's really good for my mental health. Because like a lot of people always tell me take time off. Like it'll be good for your mental, but I would be completely lost if I wasn't doing it because I would feel clueless. And I feel like that's also what leads a lot of people into like states of like depression and stuff because I guess they haven't really found their purpose, and it's this feeling of just kind of being lost. Um, but I think now that I have my purpose, I don't want to let it go under any circumstances because this is like my source of happiness for me. I enjoy working on this thing that I've created and building on it and building on it and building on it. If I had $1 billion, what the fuck? Like, one, I wouldn't know what to do with it. Two, I'd probably get bored after like I don't know, like a few months. I'd be like, all right, now what?
Yeah.
And I would probably just start like a new brand or something. But it's not gonna mean the same, you know. Like people have this tatted on them. Like I would be like the biggest sellout if I sold this brand, and someone has it tatted on them. So yeah, I mean, if people come back to this and they clip it, and I've sold the brand, come to me and tell me I sold out because I'm never gonna sell the brand. So if I do in the future, fuck that Herman, he's a piece of shit. But I'm telling you, it's not gonna happen. So.
Okay. And surely ballpark figure, like what was some of the highest figures that you got offered?
It was like in the realms of like six figures, like I don't know, like I could make it myself one day, like, you know, like
Yeah.
and that's what kind of inspires me. I'm like shit, like I'm gonna be able to make the amount that they're already offering me one day in the future if I just keep on like working hard.
When you got offered those amounts, does that kind of make you think? Because like if I got offered that, I would have thought to myself like, damn, if what I'm working on can gain that much value, then surely I could work on some kind of like side thing. You know, kind of like build smaller businesses for the purpose of selling, like kind of to build the foundation of it. You know what I mean?
I feel like if I did that, I wouldn't have passion in what I'm doing.
Right.
Like it wouldn't be built the same because my end goal would just be I'm building it up to like eventually sell, and that like I'm just not passionate about that.
Right.
But it also didn't click because I knew from the very beginning of like when I started the brand that this was gonna be worth a lot of money one day. I would have like mates of mine tell me, "Yo, I want to buy like a percentage of the brand." And I would say something like ridiculous, of like 1% for 50,000, and they'd be like, "So you're telling me that like, you value your brand at like 10 million or whatever?" I'm like, "Yeah, like even more." You know what I mean? And this was back when the brand wasn't shit. Like I maybe done like 2 or 3 drops. Like I was selling maybe 30 shirts, and they were all to my friends, and like out the back of my car and in classes and shit. Like it really wasn't shit, but I believed it was the shit. So I knew it from the beginning. So even now when I have these people coming in and they're offering ridiculous amounts, I'm like, no, like I know it's worth still, and it's way more than that.
Yeah.
It's like you can't put a price tag on it. Like I know it's worth now. I know it's worth in 1,000,000 years from now. I know it's worth in 10 years ago. Like I knew that it was always going to be something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's dope. That's like that manifestation, belief in yourself, and yeah, just like grinding out towards your goals. Which there's a book right here for everybody
The book.
watching. Go read this book or listen to the audio book. Herman put me onto that. It's by Russ, and yeah, I've listened to it a few times. It's just like,
This book changed my life, bro.
yeah,
Oh
like
my God.
if you're feeling like you're in a slump or something and just need to get a bit of like, I don't know, little crack.
Dude, it fires me up. Like I
Yeah.
play it like every month.
Yeah.
Like I've heard it 1,000,000 times and I'll hear it like 1,000,000 more. But if it like fires me up,
yeah, it's
you know what I
good.
mean?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
I don't know. Like and I never like buy like physical copies of books. But I bought this one because I was like, shit, like I really want this. Like this book is crazy.
Where did you find that?
Someone put, I think it was, I can't remember who, but someone put me onto it. I was like, yo, you have to listen to this. I was like, like yeah, I'll play it. And I played it. I was like, dude, like this was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I told you, bro. And I was like, I have to play it like again just to understand it a bit more.
Yeah.
I played it a million times, and I was like, yo, wait, there's like hard copies of it. I want to buy like the actual physical one. So I bought the physical one.
I thought it was super relatable how his story, like just since he was a little kid. By the way, this is Russ the rapper for everyone listening. Ever since he was a little kid, he was always telling himself like, I'm gonna be that guy selling out and get my Grammy and do this and that and the other thing. Like since he was like 7.
Words hold meaning. Yeah. Like what you say is real. Like if you tell yourself that you suck and you're shit, then you do suck and you are shit. Yeah, but if you tell yourself that you're fucking great and you're gonna get everything that you ever set out to achieve, you're that exactly. You are great and you will get everything. So yeah, I think people need to put more emphasis on like the words that they speak, because whatever we put out to the world is exactly what we get back.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah. I fully agree with that. And so with the brand growing and like you believing in the brand, and you know, I'm sure you've got some visions of what you want to happen. People are asking for it. Let's talk a little bit about Skip the Boat Fest. Is that something that is on the cards? Is that something you're working on, or is it just an idea?
I mean, like down the line for sure. It's really just been like an idea for like a while now. Like I don't know, like at least over a year. It's been an idea, but I don't know. Like I do see like this vision of like this crazy Skip the Boat Fest, and like there's 50,000 people out in the crowd. Yeah, and it'll be sick. But I don't know. I change my fucking mind up every single day. You know, like on other days I'm like, yo, I want to go travel around the world and just do shows everywhere. But a festival is something that I want to take off one day. Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna come. It's just I don't know when. But when the time's right, it'll happen. But for the time being, I'm just kind of enjoying things as they go, and just trying to build up to it, because I don't want to be that guy that just says, all right, festival, all right, let's just dump a whole lot of like cash into it. All right, crazy festival, blown up. Like, you know, I've been trying to build like this very strong like foundation and base behind it by doing all these free shows and giving back to the people and allowing them to experience like what a Skip the Boat show is like. So, you know, it's something that even the fans, and like one, I hate calling people fans and shit because it's weird, it's corny as well. But like the people that follow the brand have been asking for a lot, and I'm like, yeah, like I would fucking love to do a festival, but I also understand that it's a whole nother ballpark. Like it's you know, like it's like scaling things up to a whole nother level, things that I haven't even learned. So I mean, it'll happen eventually. I just got to get things right and time it up right, and yeah, skip the Boat Fest would be crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Have you thought about sponsoring local things? Like, would you ever sponsor like a local sports team or something?
I sponsored my uni basketball team.
Oh yeah.
1 year, and all of their like basketball shirts and everything had like a Skip the Boat logo on it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was cool as fuck. It was cool.
Would you ever want to like if Barcelona FC?
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah,
bro. How I wouldn't even second guess. Hell yeah. I mean, if I had like the money for it, just because I fucking love Barca.
Yeah.
If Real Madrid came up, like nah, fuck that.
Is Barca your team?
Yeah, Barca's my team.
Yeah. So look, we got to talk a little bit about Messi, Ronaldo. So
there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, Herm's a Messi guy. I used to be a Ronaldo guy, you see, and when Messi won the World Cup, for me, like even I couldn't, because bro, I was like a Messi hater, low key.
That's crazy.
And after the World Cup, I'm like, yeah, Ronnie just.
Dude, I've been trying to tell you. Like, there's no debate. There's no like one like I appreciate both players. I think Ronaldo is a crazy good player. Right. I think Ronaldo is the best player in the world. But that's only because Messi is from another planet.
Oh, yeah, like, you had me there.
It's not the same league. Okay. It's not the same league at all.
All right, start, bench, sell, Ronaldo, Mbappe, and Haaland.
Oh, shit. Wait, are we talking about like in their primes or like right now?
Yeah, I reckon primes.
Ronaldo start, bench, I'm gonna say Mbappe.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's so Haaland?
Yeah, like I think he's a crazy good player, and plus I support City, but Mbappe, dude, Mbappe is crazy.
Yeah.
World Cup winner, insane player, so talented.
Hat-trick and lost in the World Cup
It's
final.
insane.
That is
He's
nuts.
talented, man.
Are you watching the Bayern Man City tomorrow?
I will be.
Yeah.
No, I really want City to win the Champions League.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Do you reckon they have it in there?
I think they do.
Yeah.
I think they do.
Yeah.
But I've said that every year.
Yeah, but just Real's just too good, you know?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. And on this topic of football and Messi. So for those of you guys who don't know, you probably don't know this, but myself and Herman, we are one of the top contributors to the ESPN FC. Like we're actually one of the top anonymous football analyst contributors to that page. And something that's been coming up a lot is Messi's relocation, because Messi's contract is coming up to an end. What do you think that the future of Messi's looking like?
I would love to see Messi. How old is he now?
I don't know. He must be like 36 or something.
36. I mean, I would love to see Messi back at Barca.
Yeah. Do you think he will?
I don't know. That's hard.
I reckon he will. Like,
I would
surely.
love. Dude, I wish he never left in the first place.
Yeah, it's because they couldn't afford him. Right?
Yeah, it was.
What a balls up, eh? Like you can't afford the guay.
Yeah, but it was just because of all the fucking dodgy shit that Barca were doing. But like, I would love to see Messi back at Barca, because that's his home, man. That's his home, and like everyone that says, "Oh, he has to prove himself in the Premier League and all this shit," are fucking stupid. Like he's won the World Cup, he's won everything in football.
Yeah.
Like, dude, bro's the go. Every time he's played any team in the Premier League, he's fucking destroyed them as well.
Yeah.
So I don't think he needs to be in the Premier League. I just think I want to see him back home at Barca.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, for sure. Herman, this has been a running question for my guests. Well, I've asked a few people this now, and it's definitely not an even draw at the moment. But, if we're going prime again and head-to-head 1v1 fight, who are you choosing? You going Gandalf the White, or Dumbledore?
I'm going Dumbledore, but that's only because I haven't seen Lord of the Rings.
When I talk to people who live in this country and they say to me, I haven't watched Lord of the Rings.
It doesn't interest me,
Bro.
It really doesn't.
Lord of the Rings goes hard.
I don't know, I just never got into it.
But you look like Gollum.
Is that fucking weird looking dude? Yeah.
Okay, well, so Dumbledore's winning.
Dumbledore, dude, I fuck with Harry Potter. Like,
How do you...
I really want to rewatch the whole series from start because I was so into them, dude. I would watch them all the time.
I watched my most watched movies, eh?
I love Harry Potter.
How do you feel about the new HBO series?
I haven't even heard about this.
Oh, so HBO is set to produce a new Harry Potter series, like focused on that cast, like the Harry Potter.
Oh, right.
And it's set to have 7 seasons, with each season being a year at Hogwarts.
Oh shit!
How you feeling?
Yo, I fuck with that. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
no, dude, I'm excited for that. That'd be sick. That's like reliving my whole childhood.
A question I asked Henry the other day, from Hogwarts, who would you pick as your main girl and your side girl? I'll get the ball rolling. So for me personally, main, I'm choosing Romilda Vane.
Which one was that?
She was the one who Half-Blood Prince accident, like she tries to give Harry the love chocolates, but then Ron eats them. You know Romilda?
I vaguely remember.
Yeah, Romilda, baddie alert. And then for side, honestly, I'll go Pansy Parkinson from Slytherin.
I don't know who that is.
Have you read the books?
No. Bro, I'll probably give you the worst answer on this.
Okay, what are you? Hermione.
Hermione. Yeah, I don't fucking know anyone else in it.
So,
I can't
only
like.
Hermione.
I can't like remember anyone with enough detail.
How you feeling about Luna Lovegood?
Is that the one that would hide like in the toilets?
Nah, that's Moaning Myrtle.
Oh,
The ghost, right?
yeah.
The ghost is Moaning
Yeah.
Myrtle. Nah, Luna Lovegood's the Ravenclaw with the blonde hair, and she's just super weird.
I don't remember.
Bro, you need to rewatch these.
I do.
I'm gonna move
I
on
really
from
do.
this topic because you're actually really upsetting me right now. Oh yeah, so for everybody listening to this, I'm not sure if I'm gonna release this tomorrow or the week after, but it is currently Tuesday, the 11th of April. So Easter was a couple days ago, and Herman, what I wanted to ask you was, who do you think works harder out of the Easter Bunny or Santa?
Who works harder?
Yeah.
Santa for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
He'd be on his he'd be on his grind and shit, dude. Imagine trying to like deliver presents to like every single person.
Yeah, but he does have like a whole town of elves helping him. Who's the Easter Bunny got?
But wait, what the fuck does the Easter Bunny do? Like put like those eggs? And
Yeah, the Easter Bunny like goes and gives everyone chocolate, right?
No, I thought he just like hides the eggs for people to find. Or
What,
does
just
he-
like in the city, or like around people's houses?
Yeah.
Okay, who would you rather hang out with for a day, if you had to like learn from them?
Santa, because I feel like I'd be scared of the Easter Bunny.
Really? Yeah, I mean, like the Easter Bunny would be scary. Have you ever seen a hare?
Yeah.
I reckon hares are so scary. Like, cause like, bro, a hare is a bunny that's like that tall, and it's just like it's
so imagine
ripped.
the fucking Easter Bunny. That's what, like, dude, like 6
Like
foot tall or some shit.
yeah, really, be like 7 foot. Bro.
Yeah, that's
just,
terrifying.
Like, diced.
Dude. That's
Just
terrifying.
go to.
How did that even come? Like where did the Easter Bunny come from, and why is it a thing?
I don't know. I
Like,
mean,
why is it a bunny that gives a chocolate?
do you feel like the Easter Bunny? Okay, so we've got no idea about the history of the Easter Bunny, but do you think the Easter Bunny is like a westernized thing, like Santa Claus, or do you think there's actually like some fables from like Denmark or something?
I feel like it's a westernized thing just to sell more chocolate or some shit.
Yeah. Do you remember how you learnt that, you know, like Santa and the Easter Bunny were
Yeah.
fake? What happened to you?
So me and my sister stayed up one night for Christmas. We're like, no, fuck it, like this is the year that we catch him. This is the year we
Yeah.
catch him. And we did we had walkie-talkies in our rooms, and we took shifts. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go check now, and I'll go out there and she would like check it. And like I remember that like we were so like dedicated that year to like catch Santa, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't catch him that night, but our cousin came over like the day of Christmas, and she was younger than us, and she's like, guys, it's not Santa, it's your parents.
What?
Oh, because like she like found like the presents like under like my mom's bed or something, and I was like, what? I'm pretty sure that's how it went, or something similar to that. But I was devastated, dude. I was like, my whole life's been a lie.
Bro, yeah, like, so what happened to me was, I was sleeping and then I just wake up in the middle of the night and my mum is just like crouched right next to my bed, and I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, just go back to sleep. So I just went back to bed, and then this was the night before Easter, and then I woke up in the morning and there were like some eggs right where she was, and then I just put two and two together, and then I was like, oh, so does that mean Santa's not real? Yeah, that was pretty gutting. But
we never did the whole like Easter thing where it's like, oh, there's an Easter bunny. Ooh, like,
do you like celebrate Easter? Because what is
like,
your religious background?
so like our family, like I guess we do like Easter not so much. Because it's just like, oh yeah, but like I guess my mom would just buy some chocolates. And
Right.
Like, there you go.
Yeah.
So like even when I was younger, I'd be like, oh here's some chocolates, you know, like you pick that, because like I guess she was just trying to like, because like, you know, we would go to school when we were young and like Easter's coming up. I'm like,
Yeah,
Mom, Easter
yeah,
chocolate.
yeah,
And she's like, oh okay. And she would just go buy
Yeah,
chocolate
yeah,
and give it
yeah.
to us. Christmas, like we just went like because we're not like Christian. Is that Christianity that's like
Yeah,
or Catholic?
it's just where Jesus is.
Yeah.
Like I'm not too sure.
Yeah, but like we just use it as a time to kind of spend together and shit. And like like we do like the presents and stuff. That's just 'cause, like we
just
done it. And I guess like growing up, like you know, at school, like they say like, guys, like Christmas, like what's everyone gonna get? And you kind of taught that you're like, Mom, like, am I gonna get a present too?
yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. Imagine it.
Good Euro. Yeah, it would suck. All right, Herm. So what? Just quickly to like wrap things up. What's next for Skip the Boat and you yourself in the near future?
New show coming out. That's gonna be crazy. Like the most craziest thing I've ever done in my entire life. I'm so excited for that. Wait, when does this drop? This is gonna drop like tomorrow, so I can't even say like.
Well, it's up to you.
Okay, no, well, new show. It's gonna come and it's gonna be insane. I've already told you about it. It's exciting as well.
Yeah.
And just a lot of shit that's all going on at once that I'm trying to like balance. But this year is like the year. Like I truly believe it. If everything hits this year, it's all go. So yeah, dude, I'm just fucking blessed right now because I can't wait for the future. Like it's exciting as fuck for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, shows, the clothing as always. I got some exciting drops coming up that I'm so excited to just put out to the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's exciting stuff.
Oh yeah, and where can people go? You know, like buy a tea, check out what you got.
Skiptheboat.com. I like hub is like on Instagram at skiptheboat. Yeah.
Cool, ladies and gentlemen, that was the first Skip the Boat interview. Actually, I don't want to call it the Skip. You know, just sitting down on the couch with my mate Herman. You know, like, so yeah, Herm. Thanks for having me over today. I appreciate it. And you know, like, I'm on this journey learning as well. You know, like, we come out here, and it's like, you know, me and Herman, like, we'll go get chicken from a local chicken shop and just like hang out, and like sometimes it can feel, you know, like a little bit awkward at the start when you're like setting up and then so Herman, well, but like yeah, I guess the moral of the story, guys, is like if you got something that you want to do and just get out there and try something new, then just do it, you know. And like it might feel awkward at times, it might feel like you don't know what you're doing, but that's the only way you're gonna learn. And really happy to have had Herman on the show because he's a great guy to talk about these kind of things. So Herm, thanks for coming out. Appreciate and yeah, all the best for the announcement for that show. And yeah, definitely won't be the last time that we'll see of Herm.
Cool, thank you.